Hello, my loves. Deanna here from Deanna.org. I'm jumping on to do a quick live. There's an important message that came into me last night in a dream state, and that state of coming back. You know, when we get on, well, the way I describe it is get back on, between 4D and 3D in order to come back into this physical plane, or more specifically for the consciousness to come back into the physical plane. So before I start, I'm going to play an introduction and offer you some beautiful codes of light and activation. Hello, welcome back. So the guidance and what I want to talk to you about today has to do with the Venus and Saturn conjunction we are in at the moment. Now, for those of you that don't know much about astrology, let me actually first make a disclosure and a statement that I'm not an astrologer. I'm only passing this on because it's relevant to the evolution of the collective consciousness, certainly a phase of the evolution we are in just in this particular moment, just in this particular now. So the Venus and Saturn conjunction, I've heard people describe it in many different ways. Some of them even talked about how good it will be to finally get some clarity and around some things that have been unknown or uncertain when it comes to matters relating relationships, love, and also money. Of course, that's what Venus stands for, the feminine energy. Saturn, of course, is the Lord of karma, of cycles of time. Again, let me be very clear. I'm only really sharing this within the context of my understanding and how it's relevant to what I'm about to share with you. So, of course, I didn't think twice about that. I just have a couple of astrologers that I listen to. So I sort of, like when you have some information in the back of your mind, but you don't really do anything with it, it just sort of sits there, etc. So then last night I had a dream. I had a dream and I was feeling the yearning and the burning of that desire for intimacy coming from my twin. Of course, we are in separation at the moment, so we are not speaking and we are not seeing each other. The old templates that we were clearing, or certainly that were embedded in our psyche or the psyche of the collective, have to do with how sexual energy is often used to feel better. It's a little bit, of course, like a drug, because the same part of the physiology is activated when we are having sex. We feel better, there is pleasure, and all of that sort of stuff. So there is a certain behavior that's embedded within some of the old templates of the act of sex, of that sort of really primal intimacy that we have carried that are, of course, ancient, that have been with us for a really long time and belong to both the feminine and masculine energy. So in my dream, in 4D, I was having this awareness of this yearning and burning energy towards intimacy. In other words, the translation of that is using sex to feel better at the expense when we feel like shit within, and we don't have other tools to deal with, especially and specifically our emotional body. When our emotional body is in disharmony due to whatever circumstance in our life, and it lays really heavy on our heart, on our chest, quite often we unconsciously get caught up in these cycles of looking for others or looking for intimacy in others in order to make us feel more important, better, to distract from the core wound as opposed to dealing with the core wound. So these are some of the templates that we have embedded within, deeply within our psyche, within our emotional body, that we have brought into this reincarnation in order for those of us that have volunteered to deal with this, right? And so last night I'm having this dream and feeling intuitively this energy coming towards me, right? Now, you have to understand that when it's a twin thing, it often represents actually the collective energy as well as the twin expression itself, right? So I'm talking about the templates that we have unconsciously embedded within our psyche and our emotional body that are expressed by my twin for my observation, that also represent the collective. Yeah. So I've got a few years practice of this, so I can discern how this goes, right? So just bear with me and see if this resonates with you. So immediately my response to this, my conscious response to this, even though I wasn't fully in my physical, so remember I'm in 4D, the unconscious, so but just holding, being aware in that unconscious state in 4D, and my consciousness then being between 4D and 3D, as I'm coming back into this 3D awareness, into the physical awareness, I am now consciously choosing what I want to do with this energy, right? And so what I am choosing is to set an intention. And the intention went something like this. The intention said that if this energy is coming towards me out of lack or only to feel better, to manipulate, which is essentially an energy that's coming to me from some sense of lack, from the sense of taking something that doesn't belong to you, that is not yours, because you can't deal with your own shit, because, you know, he, as in masculine energy, needs to interact with the feminine sexually in order to feel more like a man or to feel better. If that is the source of the energy coming towards me, then every time the masculine energy feels the yearning and the burn for the feminine energy in that way, in that lower vibrational way. May the flames of passion bring about absolute and undeniable clarity around the intention of that energy. And because it felt really important to hold the mirror up and say, enough of this sexual predatorial behavior, enough of manipulation, enough of acting one way just to get something else in order to run away and not honor the union. Enough of that checking out, enough of unconscious behavior, enough of unconscious expression. There needs to be the capacity to see what is going on clearly in order to allow healing of this to take place. Because remember, we cannot heal or deal with what we don't know that is happening. So and so I'm also being reminded now to clarify something. I'm talking specifically about this particular behavior. Remember that behavior, acting in a way, is actually an attribute of the masculine energy. And also, please remember that this behavior very much belongs to masculine energy acting out within women, because I'm sure that you can list and you can name and you can think of someone at some point in your life that is a woman that has taken action in using their sexuality as a weapon and called it empowered. But it's getting or taking something from somebody else that is not theirs in order to fulfill something, an emptiness within themselves. I can think of a few women that have done this and continue to do this. But that is an attribute, that is a behavior of masculine energy. So it's outside of the limitations of gender. We are talking about the unhealthy template of the masculine energy through sexual behavior. So I hope that that makes some sense. So then after I woke up and I was thinking about this, I realized that this is a collaboration between Venus and Saturn, where they are bringing in this energy of a reality check. Unwavering, undeniable reality check. To go into those goddamn gonads, to go into that sacral energy, to go into those ovaries and just check within yourself where you are at when it comes to the consciousness of your sexual bits. Like literally. What is the energy of the penis and vagina? My God. It is just so important. Not what I thought. And then this memory of the Venus and Saturn conjunction came to me, and I went back to those videos I listened to, and one of the videos I listened to was Kepacha, and the Venus and Saturn conjunction is exact today. No wonder I had that dream. That is a direct download from from that conjunction. That this energy can really be used to purge, to come into awareness around that particular use of the sexual energy. Because of course it must change. Because oh baby, come look how cute I am. And I've got my eye on you. Because I need to get laid or I need something from you. And then as soon as I get it, I'm going to run the fuck away because you're easy prey. Or if you say no, that means that you're putting on a challenge and I'm just going to try harder until I do get my way because the chase is really important, etc., etc. I mean, I don't need to give you all the examples. So this is a really interesting message that came in today that I was then asked to share. This energy is being purified. Okay. Now Archangel Michael is telling me that there is no unity consciousness if we can't get past these really basic survival instincts around sexuality. So this is also part and parcel of transcending survival mode. Yeah? The survival of the species mode. Or we need to step more into conscious creation in this way as well. As sexual energy is way too important, or sacred sexuality, leading to sacred intimacy and connection, which is not just a connection, it transcends connections and moves into union, divine union, which is a different frequency, a much higher frequency that is then aligned more with unconditional love and abundance. It's really important for us to get this right so that when we create, we are creating in alignment with this sacred collaboration and co-creation. That it's not just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Woohoo, let's move. Wow, I'm sorry. Okay, this one. Wow. Oh my God. So I got to tell you something. Okay. So I have these cards. They're called Everway Vision cards. Right? And they were actually created for, I can't remember actually who created them, but they were created by, let me see if I can. Okay, Jeffrey Jones, a psychotherapist. And the purpose of, hi Chandra. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? The purpose of these cards is actually to use them in psychotherapy to access the unconscious mind easier, right? The unconscious aspects, to unlock them. So they're a little bit like a key, and the visions on these cards are really quite like in your face. When I was contacted just before I came online, I was really drawn to shuffling these cards to see what unconscious messages we might get from these cards. And check, oh my God, you're not even going to believe it. Look at this. Okay, so I want to show you. Do you see that? Okay, so there's a little beast representing the masculine, dressed up to look good, offering flowers, and in the middle of the flower, in the middle of the beautiful, is a cobra, is a snake. It is incredible how that's completely in alignment with what I was saying. It's like offering an illusion of beauty and care when what's beneath it is the snake. What's beneath or amongst the flowers, amongst the amongst the natural, amongst the beautiful, amongst the innocent. What's being offered is something very dangerous, something slimy and sneaky and hiding. And see, even the flowers, I want to show you this, even the flowers have an orange center. Orange, of course, standing for that sacral chakra portal. And the snake being the reptile that represents our fear. And the reason why it's dangerous is because when we're in fear, or when someone is really afraid and cornered, they can strike out, like literally, unexpectedly. That's so incredible. So that really just validates that the templates that are coming up, or the potential of this energy, is to really clear out some of those very, very old templates of self-gratification, of selfishness, of manipulation, of control, of power dynamics. This one. Oh, okay. Power dynamics, the perpetrator energy. I have to be really blunt, but it's literally that perpetrator energy. Predatorial behavior. This can, of course, be really ugly, and it's a real trigger for some. I don't even like talking about it, and please forgive me, but I'm really guided to bring you into this awareness so that you can then discern how much of this work you can do for yourself. You cannot point fingers and you cannot blame and shame other. This is about your own conjunction within, you being able to clear, to heal, to grieve if you need to let go, to forgive, to feel compassion, to feel empathy for all the different things that maybe, if there's any stuck energy in the sacral chakra around this. But it's not just the sacral chakra. This is sacral chakra, the heart. This is the collaboration of all. But this transit between Saturn and Venus seems to be encouraging us to go here. Of course, this is only one potential timeline available to us at any one time. I'm only really just sharing one potential timeline, one potential available to you from this transit. Now, because it came in really strongly, I had set for myself and the collective, with guidance, of course, this intention of being very clear, to have crystal clear insight around this. I am now sharing this with you so that you can then take it or leave it, essentially. I wanted to see what card comes in response to the unconscious energies coming up for us to deal with. Yeah. So this is the message from the current transit, the potential to heal. And I drew a card from the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. And the card we get in response to this is Eyes on the Prize. Look at that. Let the guidance of your North Star move you forward with regards to this. And look at that red, orange there. It almost actually looks like an ovary of sorts. Certainly a place where we receive. See that portal? So what I'm actually hearing, and this is, by the way, number 44. And so what this tells me is that keeping the eyes on the prize is about the 4 being structure, foundation. Yeah. So the structure and the foundation of 5D and above, the frequency that we are building for the collective consciousness, the new, keeping an eye out, or the eyes on that prize, right? And the 2 4s, that's the double reinforcement, the collaboration between the feminine and the masculine, being in solid in their foundational energy. So transcending these really basic primal needs and manipulations and ways to control, have power play over others, the predatory behavior, the chasing, the running away, all that rubbish being cleared now, right? Because again, we can't take that energy with us. The consciousness will continue to go round and round in this loop if this is not at least in some way, shape, or form considered. Yeah, wow. All right. Before I go, are there any questions? Is there anything that I can answer for you guys in terms of working with this? No? Okay. On that note, my loves, I'm going to go. I hope that made sense. So it's Friday here in Sydney, Australia. Friday morning, 10:24 actually. I've been at this for 29 minutes now, so I'm going to go. But I just wanted to pass this on, pay it forward, be mindful of this energy. If you're feeling called to and resonant with this, please go within and just sit with your sacral chakra and contemplate some of this Saturn, Venus conjunction and the potential that you have within this to work for yourself. And then, of course, where do you draw the line? What are your boundaries in order to set those intentions moving forward? Because any intention you set right now with this transit will be, oh, that's interesting. So it will be superimposed by, I think we have a new moon in Aquarius coming up next on the 11th. So any intention that you set for yourself from this perspective will then be superimposed, illuminated further, moving forward with the new moon. Okay, I'm going to go. Much love. Mwah. Bye, guys. Oh, hang on.